everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about today's DIY, mostly because they turned out pretty dang good, I must say myself. I want to do a bunch of these. I want to do like IKEA, I want to do more Urban Outfitters DIYs. Let me know if there's any other brands or if there's anything particular that you'd like me to try to DIY for cheaper. I don't have all that much else to say, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first pillow on our list to recreate is the Shelly Round velvet pillow. This actually retails for $49 Canadian, and I was able to DIY it for a total of $12. So basically, to get started, you're gonna need a piece of cardboard. I didn't have a full-size piece, so I'm just using this box, but it would have been preferred if I had a big, just normal size, but this will work. Use whatever you have around your house. So then I got this pillowcase. It's velvet yellow, and I got it from IKEA. Now, the reason I'm using a pillowcase instead of just regular fabric was because this pillowcase was about 10 bucks. It was readily available to me, and I didn't have to go to a fabric store. So you could do this with any kind of fabric you want to. You don't have to do it with velvet, but I'm just using a pillowcase because I had it. So this is how I'm getting the perfect circle. You just tie your yarn to your pen and then hold the center in the middle, and that's how you get your perfect circle layout. Then we are just cutting that out, and we're going to use this as a template for our pillow. Then I'm taking my pillow and I'm just going to flatten it out. You don't want any kinks, you don't want any bubbles, anything like that. And I'm putting over my template. Now we're just basically going to trace out this template. You can cut out both at the same time if you're using a pillowcase or fabric, but I didn't have any pins to hold it in place, so I just decided, you know what, instead of rushing, I'm just going to do each side separately. So I'm just repeating that and cutting them out. At this point, you should have two circles that look like this. You're going to want to line them up perfectly, make sure that they match. And then I'm just taking some fabric glue. This stuff will last you a really long time. I've used this for so many DIYs. I thought that we would use fabric glue instead of sewing it because I know a lot of people don't have sewing skills, they don't have a sewing machine, and they don't work well with the needle and thread. And honestly, this worked perfectly. So if you get some fabric glue, it makes this DIY super easy. So I left this little opening just so that I could stuff it full of all the stuffing. Used an old pillow that I was getting rid of, and I just took the stuffing out of it. And at the end, you're just going to close her on back with your fabric glue. Once it was closed and the glue was dry, I was just kind of like kneading it just to get all the stuffing to move and fill in the top of the pillow. But hey, this looks good even like this, but we're going to go one step further. I'm taking some yarn. It's not the exact same color as my fabric. I would say go a shade lighter or a shade darker just to add some depth to the pillow. And you're going to line it up like this, kind of like you're wrapping a bow around a present, and then you're going to tie it up at the back. So this is how we're going to get that line detailing that the Shell Urban Outfitters pillow actually has. So I'm just tying that on the back, and you can tie it in probably 2 knots and then taking the scissors and cutting it off. You're going to repeat this a whole ton of times, the same thing, it's just tying and repeating. And then for the last one, you want to intertwine the string at the back when you tie it, just try to keep everything in place and keep everything from shifting. So this is the final pillow. I literally love this so much. It turned out so good. I'm so proud of this DIY. So if you guys do recreate it, please let me see it. Okay, so moving on to our second pillow, we have the Plum Kiln pillow from Urban Outfitters. Retails for $49, and I did this whole DIY for a total of $6. A lot of this stuff I already had, to be honest with you, so that's really nice that I was able to find stuff around my house. This is the pillow that I did the Twitter poll where I was like, it didn't turn out that great. Should I still post it? And you guys were like, yeah, girl, you should still post it. Adeline was like, we all love a relatable queen. So I was like, okay, y'all, here it is. Didn't turn out that great, but I mean, so I'm just drawing on a pattern, and I somewhat copied the pillow that Urban Outfitters has. The reason I wanted to do this was because I have one of these already and I wanted a second one, but I wanted to do it in colors that I liked, and Urban Outfitters doesn't sell this anymore. So I'm just kind of creating a pattern sort of similar to my other pillow, but then I just decided to go a little ham and do some other patterns. And then for colors, I kind of picked what I thought would go with my room. With these kinds of pillows, I would do one color that maybe isn't super matchy. And there she is. This is the final pillow. I kind of like that the paint didn't dry perfectly. It kind of makes it look a little bit, I don't know, weathered. Last up on the list, I wanted a tassel pillow so bad. Urban Outfitters has this magical thinking pillow, which is about 49 bucks, and I was like, that is way too much. So basically, I just bought a pink pillow and added my own tassels to it, but you could totally add tassels to any pillow that you already have at home as well, or you could just go buy a pillowcase from IKEA. They're pretty cheap, and their pillows to fit in it, I think they're like $5. So I'm just taking some yarn. It actually is on the same spoolie as my other yarn, so I really saved money in this DIY by using the same color. You're basically going to take a piece of cardboard like this, and it's pretty simple. You're just going to start wrapping it around. Once you wrap it around, it will hold that little spot in place. I wrapped it around 15 times, so if you like the way that my tassels look, do 15 times. If you wanted longer tassels, just make your cardboard a little bit thicker. Then I'm cutting off a small piece of the yarn, and I'm pushing it under like that, as you can see. Hard to explain. And that's what's going to hold our little tassel in place. So I'm just going to tie that in a knot real quick. There I am, tying it in a knot. Sometimes I talk way too fast. And then I'm just slipping it off the cardboard, and that's basically the beginning of our tassel. You're going to want to cut another little piece of yarn so that you can tie it at the top. That gives you that tassel effect. And whichever side is longer, you're going to wrap that around a little bit, and then you're going to tie it in another knot. And that's basically it. This is so easy. And then you see where those little loops are at the bottom? You're just going to cut them, and voila, come on Tasha, hurry up. You have a tassel. It's so easy. So if you have a little piece hanging, then go ahead and just make that into another tassel as well. And then you have this little spot which you're going to keep, and you're going to use that to attach it to the pillow. When it comes to attaching it to the pillow, my best advice is to buy one of these. It's like a needle, but it's for yarn. It's much bigger, and you're just going to loop your yarn through it and then pull it through. These needles are, I think, about $1.50 at Walmart, so they're really cheap, but I would recommend getting one because it's going to make your life so much easier. And yeah, I just did a couple of tassels around, but this is the final look. I love it. How fun was that? 3 pillow DIYs, which look really great in my room. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to turn on the bell, click notifications on so that you are notified every time I upload. And I will see you guys on Sunday for another video. Bye guys.